When planning for retirement, what are a few questions that people like myself should be thinking about?
Yeah, some of the main questions are when do you want to retire, how much money you're going to need during retirement, and have you saved enough to accomplish those goals. And those are three great questions, and for everybody they're extremely different answers.
It seems easy enough to answer, but how is the advisor going to know what the client needs for a monthly income?
The advisor is going to have to really lean on the client to create a budget or a spending ledger so that they can really dive in and see where they're spending their money today and what things are going to change during retirement, like their savings that they're doing into their retirement plans, or how their taxes are going to change, or maybe some debts will be gone by that time.
Okay, so now I assume we focus on what age to retire?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody has a certain age range that they want to retire at. So looking at a time horizon as, how far are we going to be until we get to that age? And then once we're there and we're in retirement, how far do we need to plan for? So we use some actuarial tables to give a good idea of what our society has for life expectancy. But with everybody living longer, as medical advances go on, we need to plan for a little bit longer lives than some of us might experience with our parents and so forth.
Sure. What else do we need to figure out before we can give them an educated answer, whether to retire or not?
Looking at how much income is going to be needed. We talked about that with the spending ledger, but do we have enough money saved in order to accomplish that goal? So taking the income that they have, the time horizon that we talked about, and do we have enough money set aside to make that happen? So looking at the money that you've saved, the fixed income sources like your pension, your Social Security, maybe some rental income, all those things combined, are those going to supply you the retirement that you want to have?
What happens if the client is at retirement age but the investable assets aren't enough to support them in the lifestyle that they were thinking they would need?
Yeah, that's a tough one for the advisor. Going into an appointment where you have to deliver some bad news, or really work with a client to try and readjust some goals that they have, is never easy. The hardest thing is trying to explain that it may be feasible today to retire, but long term it's going to be difficult to go in and adjust your lifestyle at an older age. So trying to figure out what you can change today versus having to do it in your later 70s or 80s is going to be much harder. So it is a difficult discussion to have, for sure.
So your recommendation and the recommendation from Meyer & Associates would be to plan for retirement earlier than later, I'm thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. The earlier that you can get in and start planning your retirement, whether you're working with an advisor or you're trying to do it yourself, is going to be key. The ability to go in and create a financial plan or retirement plan for someone that is in their mid-20s or early 30s is not going to be something that you just set in stone. So the ongoing planning for somebody that age is certainly going to benefit them long-term, to build a plan today, start trying to achieve some of those goals, and then continually updating their goals long term, because everything changes. Our world changes, our goals change, but the earlier you can get started, the better. Absolutely.
Working with someone like you would just be very beneficial. So if someone has further questions, what should they do?
They can reach out to our website at MeyerAndAssociates.com. It's MAIER. Or they can give us a call at 800-282-4503.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.